Hi, everybody. This is Saad for the Saad Truth. What I'm about to address is something that I have tackled on several previous occasions, but apparently, as so often happens with stupidity, it is an immortal reality. You kill it, you squash it, and then it arises like the phoenix. I retweeted an article that was published by Campus Reform showing that within the district that Maxine Waters, Professor Dr. Maxine Waters, the luminary, within the district that she represents, 99.64% of donations from academic administrators had gone to the Democratic party or causes or so on. 99.64. So 0.36 of 1%. Bruh, what political bias? And as so often happens, people write to me thinking that they are being clever and smart, and the general argument is this: well, what's wrong if you have such a bias? Democrats are smart, Republicans are idiots, academics are smart, and therefore you would expect that you would have exactly that reality. Surely we don't want to have diversity of thought when it comes to creationism, because of course here the implication is it is the Republicans who deny science. And so what are you saying, Dr. Saad? Are you saying that we should have equal representation? Democrats are smart and they support science. Republicans are morons and they don't support science. So what's wrong if nearly 100% of various metrics are leaning towards the Democrats? Let me try to see if I can speak really, really slowly so that people can understand. Science denialism is not something that is specific to the Republicans or to the Democrats. Both Republicans and Democrats can deny science, yet they deny different specific contents of science. So as I recently explained on my appearance on Joe Rogan, when it comes to, say, the denial of evolution, it is folks who are on the right side of the political aisle that would be the ones who would deny it. So some, to be stereotypical, some Southern Republican senator is much more likely to deny evolution than would a Democrat. And in that case, I would be going after that particular politician for denying something as veridical as the theory of evolution. When it comes to the denial of evolutionary psychology, then that comes a lot more from the left, from the Democrats. Most of the, quote, grievance studies disciplines are from leftists, from people who would support the Democratic Party, the ones who deny human nature, the ones who deny sexual dimorphisms, the ones who deny innate sex differences, the ones who deny that the human mind has evolved through the process of evolution. So it's not as though there is a monopoly on science denialism. Both parties can be equally idiotic in the rejection of science, except that they reject different scientific truths if those truths disagree, conflict with their political viewpoints. Right? This is exactly the same idea when someone asks me, can anyone succumb to ostrich parasitic syndrome? And the answer is yes, even though most of the instances where I'm talking about ostrich parasitic syndrome, I am specifically critiquing people on the left. Well, that's just because the manifestations of OPS that I see occur in the ecosystem called the university, because that's the ecosystem that I inhabit. But on a theoretical level, anyone who is more committed to ideology than to science, logic, and reason could potentially be parasitized by OPS. So this is not a question of one political party being more likely to deny science. Both could be as idiotic as one another, except they're idiotic on different things. The reason why it is not a good idea to have 99.64% political bias when you are referring to university representation is because for many phenomena that, say, students are exposed to, it is not as clear-cut as whether the earth is flat or not, whether evolution is true or not. When we're discussing things like fiscal policy or foreign policy or some aspect of domestic policy, whether we're discussing whether affirmative action is a good idea or not, whether the death penalty is a good idea or not, these types of issues are not black and white. They're not simply, here is what the science shows. People on both sides of the aisle could have very strong and compelling arguments on each of the things that I just listed. So when you have professors who are in many cases 40-1 ratio Democrats, say in sociology and many of the other disciplines that are very much within the spectrum of being ideologically tainted, that's not a good idea. So to the cretins, to the enemies of reasons who write to me to say, but bruh, Democrats are smart, Republicans are morons, professors are smart, ergo through transitivity, although they don't use that term because they're too moronic to understand that axiomatic property. So bruh, it only makes sense that all professors and academic administrators would be democratic. No, it doesn't. It's not true. There are endless economics professors who happen to be on the right side of the political spectrum. People who've won, this little thing known as the Nobel Prize in Economics. Now watch as some idiot writes to me in the comment section, no, but technically that's not a Nobel Prize. So again, let me try to summarize. It is not a good idea in a university setting to have an overwhelming bias when it comes to political leanings. These political leanings don't matter when it comes to understanding the distribution of prime numbers or understanding how neuronal activation patterns fire in your brain or understanding the mechanisms of evolution. Those are scientific realities that should be impervious to your political leanings. But when it comes to many issues that matter to the study of economics, to the study of political science, to the study of sociology, where there might be valid arguments stemming from different political traditions, then students would be very well served to have these multiple viewpoints. I hope that I've spoken slowly enough so that those who remain confused, or rather those who are walking Dunning-Kruger effects, who are so arrogant in their stupidity that they write to me literally thinking that they have a good point, saying, but I don't understand you. I mean, you're an evolutionary behavioral scientist, so surely you believe in evolution. Do you really want Republicans as professors? They say that with full sense of authority, as though they are on the right side of the issue. We have a lot of work to do, people, and hopefully you can begin by helping by spreading this clip. Slowly we inch. Have a good week, everybody. Cheers.